Hi, welcome back to Hinduism Q&A, where we look at how our scriptures say the universe was created. The answer to this is given in one of my favourite parts of the Vedas called the Purusha Suktam, which we have already looked at a little in past videos. There are variations on how creation happened. In the Puranas, you will find a different description. If you ever read them and see a reference to the golden egg, this is Brahma. To cover this in full would take more than 5 minutes, so we will cover the pertinent parts that explain how the process has been described. Previously, we have spoken about how the divine Purusha is an infinite energy. At some point, the creative aspect of his, referred to as Brahma, came forth, and it grew and grew to include everything within him. This is why the universe is called Brahmand. Brahma, as we know, was born from Vishnu's navel, so we can infer that the Purusha is a superset of Vishnu. Brahma was inactive and busy growing, so the Purusha asked him why he hasn't done anything. Brahma was confused and asked what should he do. The Purusha said, "You must create." Brahma asked how he can create anything with no materials in existence, and the Purusha replied, "You must do a havan or a yajna." This is where the Suktam describes the process as follows. From him the Shining One was born. This suggests an illuminated form came forth. Then came Brahma from the Purusha. Having come forth, he pervaded the universe. Then he created the earth and bodies for beings. Now we go into the creation process as the Havan begins. With the Purusha as the sacrificial fire, Brahma was told by Purusha that the Purusha is the sacrificial fire. It is he himself who should be sacrificed, and it is to him the sacrifice should be devoted to. And this is because nothing was in existence, so everything had to be done by and for the Purusha. With the Purusha as the offering, a yajna was performed. Spring season was offered as ghee, summer was the firewood, and autumn was the holy food. The 5 subtle elements with day and night made the 7 boundaries of the Havan. The 5 senses, circulatory systems, intellect, awareness, and ego became the 21 offerings. Holy water was sprinkled on the Purusha, who was the sacrificial being, as he is the first in creation. From this Havan appeared ghee with curds. The birds, domestic animals, and wild animals were created. Now our scriptures appear forth, as it says, from the fire the Rig and the Vedas came forth. Then the different meters appeared. These are the beats that mantras are recited to. Then came the Rig Veda, the third of the 4 holy scriptures. After this came horses, animals with 2 rows of teeth, cows, goats, and sheep. Now the scripture becomes a Q&A format, but in the interest of time, let's just look at the answers to what the various limbs of the Purusha sacrificed became. From his mouth came forth the Brahmins, or the learned. His shoulders became the Kshatriyas, or warriors. From his thighs came traders, and from his feet the Shudras, or workers. So here we see the establishment of the caste system. Each caste came from a part of God himself, so the caste system as it is perceived today is an abuse and misuse of what is described here. Each is a part of God, so none are lower or higher. What we see is the establishment of a system to create a functioning society. After all, if Lord Vishnu came in front of you, the first thing you would do is bow your head to his feet. So how can his feet be regarded as a lower caste? Following on from this, his mind became the moon and the eyes became the sun. You now see the establishment of the deities. From his face came Indra and Agni. His breath became the god of wind, and from his navel came forth space. Then from his head comes heaven, and his feet the planet Earth. The 10 directions emanate from his ears, thus the entire world was created. This was a very short version, and you can find many a treatise on the web for this. Please do read them. I leave you with a thought. Science believes in the Big Bang. That explains the mechanics of creation, but not the cause. Could the Havan that was performed to create it be the Big Bang? In the next session we will look at the question why a Havan is so important to Hindus.